Have you ever wondered how to simplify your finances? Today, we dive into the world of minimalist budgeting. This intriguing concept is all about stripping away the excess, focusing on what truly matters, and gaining control over your financial life. Imagine a world where you're not overwhelmed by countless expenses, where you understand exactly where your money goes, and where you make intentional decisions about your spending. That's the promise of minimalist budgeting. In this video, we'll break down this seemingly complex idea into easy-to-understand steps. We'll explore its philosophy, practical strategies, the importance of mindset shifts, and how you can implement it in your everyday life. So whether you're a seasoned saver or a novice budgeter, there's something for everyone. Join us on this journey to financial simplicity and control. Because when it comes to managing your money, less can indeed be more. So, what exactly is minimalist budgeting? It's a financial philosophy that advocates for a simpler, more mindful approach to managing money. At its core, minimalist budgeting is about cutting back on unnecessary expenses and focusing on what truly brings value to your life. Consider John, a middle-aged man with a decent income, but always found himself living paycheck to paycheck. He adopted minimalist budgeting and started prioritizing his expenses, cutting out needless spending. He identified what truly mattered to him and adjusted his spending habits accordingly. As a result, he gained control over his finances and even managed to start saving for his dream vacation. Or take the case of Emma, a young professional who felt overwhelmed by her mounting debt. Through minimalist budgeting, she simplified her financial habits, focusing on paying off her debts and avoiding unnecessary expenses. Now, she enjoys a debt-free life with a clear understanding of her financial standing. As you can see, minimalist budgeting can lead to greater peace of mind and financial stability. Now that we understand what minimalist budgeting is, how can we put it into practice? Let's start by discussing practical strategies to streamline your financial habits. Firstly, cutting unnecessary expenses is essential. Do you really need that daily cup of fancy coffee, or can you replace it with a homemade brew? How about those gym memberships that you seldom use? Review your expenses and identify areas where you can cut back. Remember, every little bit helps, and it all adds up in the end. Next, prioritize your essentials. In a world where consumerism is rampant, it's easy to mistake wants for needs. Take a moment to differentiate between the two. Your needs are the bare essentials like food, shelter, and clothing. Wants, on the other hand, are the extras that enhance your life but aren't strictly necessary. Prioritizing your needs over wants can be a game changer in your financial journey. Now let's talk about creating a minimalist budget that aligns with your values and goals. Start by identifying your financial goals. Do you want to save for a dream vacation, pay off debt, or build an emergency fund? Once you've defined your goals, allocate your resources accordingly. Your budget should be a reflection of your priorities. To make this process interactive, let's do an exercise. Take a piece of paper and divide it into two columns. Label one as needs and the other as wants. Now list down all your monthly expenses under these columns. This simple exercise can give you a clear picture of where your money is going and help you make necessary adjustments. Remember, the goal of minimalist budgeting is not about depriving yourself, but about making conscious decisions. It's about choosing to spend money on things that truly matter to you and cutting back on things that don't. To wrap it up, let's hear from some experts. They echo these sentiments, emphasizing the importance of aligning spending with personal values and goals. They also stress the importance of regular budget reviews to ensure you're staying on track. With these strategies, you can optimize your financial habits for greater efficiency and effectiveness. So, are you ready to simplify your finances and take a step towards financial freedom? Let's continue this journey together. But minimalist budgeting isn't just about practical steps, it's also about changing your mindset. Imagine a life where you're not constantly worried about money, where every decision isn't weighed down by financial constraints, and you're free to live in accordance with your values. This is the promise of minimalist budgeting, but it's not something that can be achieved simply by cutting expenses or saving more. It requires a fundamental shift in how you think about money and its role in your life. It's about recognizing that more isn't always better, that acquiring possessions often comes at the cost of freedom, that money is a tool to be used, not a goal to be pursued. This is the mindset of the minimalist budgeter, It's about choosing quality over quantity, experiences over possessions, and freedom over material wealth. Consider the story of John, a successful businessman who found himself trapped in a cycle of earning and spending. Despite his high income, he was always living paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed about money. It wasn't until he discovered minimalist budgeting that he was able to break free from this cycle. By simplifying his finances and shifting his mindset, he found a sense of peace and contentment that he had never experienced before. Or take the example of Sarah, a single mother struggling to make ends meet. Through minimalist budgeting, she learned to prioritize her spending and cut out unnecessary expenses. But more importantly, she learned to view money as a means to an end, not an end in itself. This shift in mindset allowed her to find joy in the simple things in life and to provide for her children without constantly worrying about money. These stories highlight the transformative power of minimalist budgeting. It's not just about saving money or getting out of debt. It's about finding freedom, peace, and contentment. It's about living a life that aligns with your values and priorities. A shift in mindset can lead to greater contentment and financial well-being. So as you embark on your minimalist budgeting journey, remember that it's not just about the numbers, it's about the mindset. And with the right mindset, anything is possible. So, how can you incorporate minimalist budgeting into your everyday life? It's simpler than you might think. The first step is to create a minimalist budgeting plan. This is a pared-down version of a traditional budget, focusing solely on your essentials: housing, food, transportation, and health costs. The goal here is to prioritize needs over wants, and to eliminate the unnecessary expenses that often clutter our financial lives. Once you have your minimalist budget in place, the next step is to automate your finances. This means setting up automatic payments for your essential bills and savings. By doing this, you remove the mental load of remembering due dates and amounts, and you ensure that your essentials are taken care of. Automating your finances allows you to focus on other areas of your life, while also keeping your financial health in check. Now, with your minimalist budget and automated finances in place, it's time to practice mindful spending. This means being aware of each purchase you make and asking yourself, is this a need or a want? Does this align with my values and goals? By asking these questions, you encourage conscious decision-making and prevent impulsive purchases that can derail your minimalist budget. Let's look at a real-world example. Imagine you're at a store and you see a pair of shoes you like. Instead of immediately buying them, you pause and consider. Do you really need these shoes? Do they align with your minimalist budget? If the answer is no, you walk away. This simple act of mindful spending can save you a significant amount of money over time. And there you have it. By creating a minimalist budget, automating your finances, and practicing mindful spending, you can simplify your financial habits and gain more control over your money. These practical steps are not just about saving money, but also about living a more intentional and fulfilling life. By implementing these strategies, you can simplify your financial habits and achieve greater financial freedom. We've covered a lot of ground today. Let's recap what we've learned. We began by understanding the concept of minimalist budgeting, recognizing it as more than just a financial strategy, but a philosophy that can guide us towards greater peace of mind and financial stability. We then delved into practical strategies for simplifying finances, highlighted the importance of mindset shifts, and explored effective ways to implement these principles in our daily lives. Throughout this journey, we've seen how simplicity in managing money can lead to less stress, clearer financial goals, and ultimately, greater financial freedom. The transformative power of minimalist budgeting is indeed profound. It's not just about cutting expenses, but about aligning your financial habits with your values and goals, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Remember, by embracing simplicity in managing your money, you can unlock the path to greater financial freedom and fulfillment. Start your minimalist budgeting journey today,